This is a JitBit setup video for the Knights of Ardougne Thieving script. Okay, first thing first, you want to make sure your knight is purple. So you go to NPC indicator, it's this guy right here, and you want to make sure it's FFFFF00DD whatever. Opacity also has to be maxed out. This one doesn't really matter, it can be whatever, because you're gonna have the borders to 0. So yeah, if it's too big, it will just start showing a little line. Again, that can be a bit annoying. In terms of that, if you're using it in the bank, you're gonna want to have objects marker also turned on with the same kind of settings, only I'm using red this time. Opacity again full. This time I'm using a border width of 20, and it's this ladder upstairs. You want to make sure that it's marked, so I can go and show you. I want to make sure that it's marked in red. So you shift click and you mark the ladder going down. Same thing for this guy. Shift right click, tag all. Of course I'm using Rune Light. Yeah. This section here checks if the pouch is full. Right now it only has 9 charges, but basically it's a picture of the full pouch, and the capture, make sure it's within the inventory, the entire thing. If you don't want it to be the entire thing, you don't have to. You can just capture the pouch itself, but you want to make sure that it's set up not for the entire screen, otherwise it takes forever for it to look. Find pixel, that's just the color of the pouch. It's a little faster than the image find. So same thing, rectangle for the inventory. It will find the pouch and it will click on it. Then it will go to the dodgy amulet. The dodgy amulet only runs when the pouch is full and when your health is low, because otherwise it would run infinitely until the charge is used. As for the knight, you want to make sure it's the same color. It can be that, it can be whatever else, as long as it's the same as the one you set it up to. As for the region, you want to have it relatively small, but not too small in case it starts to roam around. But you don't want to do the entire screen because that just takes forever and it's nasty. You want to have the same settings for this guy. And then offset. Offset depends on if you're zoomed in all the way or zoomed out all the way. I try to keep it somewhat halfway, and I run an offset of 27 pixels down. So yeah, it clicks, instead of clicking at the top, it goes 27 pixels down, and then it clicks on it. It prevents misclicks sometimes. So this is an if it sees it, else if it doesn't see it, it'll probably see it on the minimap. So it's blue on the minimap, and this should be the same color. You want to make sure it's true. If it's not, you can just pick at it again and set it up again. Mine is right here. You press F2, and then it should be fine. And when it is true, it will click on it. So if you're too far away from the knight for this one to see him, it will click on him, and it will position yourself relatively close to it, so that you can resume your pickpocketing. Again, same thing. Oops, that's not the right one. I'll click on it. This should be the same as the other one. Make sure it's the same. So 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the region is the minimap only. You don't need to be doing the entire screen. You just need to see the minimap. Okay, so if it doesn't see it again, it probably means you're upstairs in the bank. So if you are upstairs, it will look for the red. Right now it shouldn't see anything. And if it does, it will click on the red. The region should only be really close to you, because when you go upstairs, you're close to the ladder. It doesn't have to be anything big. Okay, so yeah, it will click on it. It will actually offset a little bit so it doesn't misclick, because it always clicks at the top left corner of whatever that's marked. So it could be a little bit out of the actual hitbox, so it's going to move it down right. This one checks if your health is low, so you can set it up to whatever you want. I'm using the bubble in Rune Light. So when your health is low, it turns black. I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, it turns black or dark gray. 13, 13, 13. You want to set it up to about halfway. This is a repeater for your drinking. Drinking, I'm using jugs of wine. It's cheap and it heals decent. You want to make sure that the color is set for the red of the wine, and the region again is your inventory. Same thing for the find. So the if runs a command that if it sees it, and the find actually positions the mouse over it. So you want to have that, and then click, wait a little bit, click again. So this drinks it, and then this drops it, and there's a delay for the delay that it takes to drop because it's not instantly. And then it runs this 4 times. If it doesn't see it, it will run a breakpoint. But before that, actually, after it's done drinking, it will go to dodgy. So it will check for your amulet if it's running charges. And after that, you have a breakpoint. This is only really working if you have GeForce Experience. It's the recording software. This command Alt F10 is saving the last 2 minutes of the recording on the screen. So it's good for, you know, finding bugs in the macro and whatnot. And then finally is a breakpoint. So if all else fails, it records the last 2 minutes, then it kills the program, so you're not scrambling around with no health, clicking on things. And then that's the end loop. No, what is this here for? I don't need this. Okay, that's the script. You want to make sure you're using run light, and you have the stun. No, you don't need that. That's it.